Hello everybody, this is General Snivy, and welcome back to more of the Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts playthrough. Last time we explored two brand new worlds, Banjo Land as well as the Logbox 720, and completed several acts. And in today's session we're going to do even more exploring of said worlds, as we did unlock some additional acts throughout the entire session. And one thing I will mention right now is, before starting today's session, I did modify and also make a couple of new vehicles, just to prepare for future challenges. And also because I wanted to anyway. So, with that in mind, let's begin. Let's head into Banjo Land Act 4. I think this one is a grunty battle, so let's get to it. So one thing I will go ahead and mention here, actually, you know what, I think I'll save it for after we talk with Grunty. She's a grunty old witch. Bag of frickin', I don't know. Thick-witted bear and feathered face! Did you know why I'm here in this dreary place? Or witty banter, I expect? No, you fools! I came to lay waste! But it's already trashed, so I have made haste. Actually, this is how the place looks on a good day. Is it me, or is the lighting kind of messed up here? Maybe it is just me. Whatevs. Fine then, freaks! I'll wreck it some more! Now don't interrupt my childish chore! Well, too bad. Let's knock Grunty's block off, Banjo. Hang on, we already did. That's why her head is in a jar. Guess we need to knock her off her block instead. Let's work out a way to unseat her. Okay. Why don't we get to work on that now, shall we? So, as I mentioned previously, I did make some modifications to a lot of the different vehicles that I have, such as the Meow, the Trolley Boy. I didn't make any modifications to the Banjo Pilot, but the APV I did modify a little bit. I also made a new variant of the cage match called the Small Cage Match, just to shrink the overall width of the cage, and that's really about it when it came to that. I also added a couple of other things too to that design, so yeah. And here's our newest vehicle, the Deadly Transporter, as I like to call it. It transports people, it also transports cargo, and it's deadly to the touch. I also made a modification to the hovercraft to make it a little more stable. I think it might have decreased the speed just a little bit, but really it's not that big of a deal. The Sticky Copter I did modify a little bit as well. Not too much. I just added a couple of things and also exchanged the wheels for monster truck wheels that we got in the last session. And that's really about it. So, why don't we go with the Meow? So, for this challenge, as you can see, Grunty has some new toys. And when it comes to these particular fun toys, what we have to do is just blast through the frickin' smithereens. Thankfully, doing so is relatively easy, so long as you get the first strike in. Just don't go too fast. And also be sure to pack a lot of firepower. Oh, come on. Seriously? How is that not fast enough? Screw you, game. 42 seconds on the dot, though. That's not that bad. Is the game glitching, or am I going nuts here? Yeah, it's glitching, alright. Great. I mean, I did close the game not that long ago. You taking the spring right out of my step! I've got to stop losing! It's ruining my rep! What rep do you have in the first place? Put spring underneath to make vehicle jump when bear press button, or put on side, or even on top if bear really insist. Okay, let's go ahead and try that again now, shall we? Again, when it comes to this particular challenge, so long as you get the first strike in somehow, and manage to disable Grunty's springs, then the challenge is essentially won. Just keep in mind, Grunty can still fight back. Okay. Why didn't it work this well last time? I don't get it, but who cares? Deed is done. Looks like I'm thwarted good and proper. This thing's become a hopping cropper. Well then. That was certainly a fun exchange. Before we head out, I'm going to see if I can find at least one of the Jinjo challenges. Maybe. We'll see. I don't think I'll be able to find anything necessarily, but you never know. Okay. Is there anything in the mine cards? No, not that I can see. I don't think you have to worry about draw distance being a thing, so that's pretty nice, all things considered. This swore I heard a Jinjo crying or something. Perhaps not. Who knows? And really, who cares? Okay, screw it. Let's just head back to Showdown Town. So, the thing I was going to mention was... Oh. Thanks, game. You defeated Gruntilda again. She's not proving to be much of a challenge for you two, is she? Her prize spring is now available in your garage, and the trolley has been upgraded with a jump-in capability. Neat. Thanks, game. So anyway, as I was trying to say before getting interrupted to high heaven again, when it comes to, no. What I'm trying to say is... excuse me. Yesterday, I did a little bit of digging around in my room, and I found a peculiar box, and it was rather familiar to me. It was screaming, "Open me. You may find something good." So, I dug it out from my pile, and thus I did. I opened up the box, and lo and behold, the box contained my old NVIDIA GeForce GTX 770 graphics card. So what that means is that relatively soon I'll be able to finally do 1080p 60 streams. However, I need to make sure that the card even works in the first place. It is going to take a little bit of time in order to get the card installed for sure, but it can most certainly be done at some point. One point or another, it will be done. And hopefully it will be done within the next few weeks. Some of you may be wondering, why don't I just install the graphics card myself? Hell, why am I waiting so long to do so in the first place? The reason as to why is the graphics card that's currently in my system is an old ATI/AMD graphics card. So what that means is that the card itself is using an old, it's using the AMD graphics drivers. Alongside that, it also has a completely different architecture than NVIDIA. So if this was an NVIDIA card, then we wouldn't have too many problems. But because we're working with two completely different architectures from two different manufacturers or major brands, yeah, I can't really fool around when it comes to messing with my system, if you know what I mean. So just to be on the safe side, I am going to have my computer serviced or done by a professional. Again, it should be a simple graphics card exchange. It shouldn't be too much of a challenge. But me and my skills, no, not so much. Alright, Bottles, what do you have to say? Banjo, I could really do with your help. You won't believe what happened this time. Let's hear it, short stuff. Nothing surprises us anymore. A herd of inflatable sheep have escaped and cut the deadlines. Yeah, the deadliness room, whatever. Wait, why do we have to deal with that in the first place? It must be so full that the door won't shut properly, and now the woolly menaces are running wild. Actually, that is quite surprising, Bottles. You're such a sheep dipstick sometimes. I don't get it. Oh my. Well, this is certainly gonna be something. So, lost inflatable sheep must be returned to L.O.G's bowl. Sheep are grouped in flocks, so using a carrying or herding vehicle to gather as many as possible. Alright, let's give the small cage match a go. This probably won't end too well, but we'll see. It all depends on how far I need to take these things in the first place, and where do you need to go. Come on, up you go. Dude, seriously, stop. Okay. Come on, turn, you piece of junk. Maybe the sticky copter would be a better choice for this particular situation. Although, it does make me question, where do I have to take these things? Maybe I have to take them over there. Oh my god. I really need to learn to read the radar. Okay, this is fine. I can work with this. No, I can't. The sign is stuck. Of course it is. Okay, fuck it. Restart. It figures I would get an environment piece stuck underneath the frickin' vehicle. Just to get ultimately screwed over. That is lame. So frickin' lame. Maybe this thing needs more wheels. Get out of my way, jerks. Actually, maybe a transport vehicle would be a better choice. Yeah, what? Sure. Let's go with the deadly transporter. Hopefully this will work out a lot better. I mean, it should. It is made for transporting transporting objects and things. And hell, just made for transporting people in general. I suppose that inflatable sheep would be a pretty good transport object. Maybe. See. I can probably fit maybe 2 or 3 more in here. Then I'll have to start making my way back. I thought I started grabbing the frickin' information thing. The information kiosk. That would have been pretty bad. Alright, I think that's gonna... Of course. Stupid sheep. God, this is stupid. I hate the fact that I can only fit like 3 inflatable sheep in here reliably. So stupid. To be quite honest, I'm not a big fan of this challenge. But even so, not the biggest deal breaker in the world. Still, I don't think this is the right vehicle for this. Let's try something else. Like I've mentioned numerous times before, sometimes you just have to experiment and do a lot of trial and error. Also, hello, Etsy Red Devil. Welcome. Glad you can make it to the stream. Are you serious? Can I really only grab one of these at a time? You know what? This is fine. I can work with this. Just do a couple at a time, and we'll just do a couple of runs here and there. We'll be good. Trust me. And I completely missed. Okay, I have the right idea. Yeah, I like this game too. It's not my favorite in the Banjo Kazooie series by far, but in my honest opinion, this game is overhated. And it's a bit underrated as well. It's definitely quite different, that is for sure. Come on, dude. Hit hard. Come on, stop. Come on, turn, you. Okay, that works. Exactly what I was looking for. Perfect. That's what I tried to do the first time. That is one thing to keep a lookout for when it comes to this particular challenge. The grunt bots are going to be flying everywhere. How the hell did that not stick to the second sheep? Oh my god. How'd that not work? Okay, good. Let's go. Seems like this thing can only stick to like 3 of these sheep at a time, and that's okay. I just hate the fact that it takes so damn long. And not enough momentum. Damn. Not the worst idea. Again, I definitely have the right idea here. Maybe I need a different vehicle altogether. Because this is taking far too long just to carry 3 sheep at a time. Maybe I'll make a temporary modification to this vehicle to have it... Or... Shoot. Do I have a second sticky ball, or is it just one? That's something I kind of wonder right now. Because if I have a second sticky ball, that would make this a little bit easier. Okay, screw it. This is not going anywhere. Alright, what do we got? Magics. Nope, I only got one. Shoot. Okay, why don't we try this instead? Probably won't be able to carry nearly as many sheep, but maybe it'll be a little more reliable. And the reason why I say that is because this is technically a helicopter. Therefore, I can carry the sheep while also flying at a decent rate. Even if it's only like one or two at a time. Let's see. Okay. I think one is going to be all I can do. Like one at a time. At least with a vehicle like this. Jerks. Everyone's a freaking ass. Yeah, this is not gonna work. This is taking far too long. I'm gonna try the deadly transporter again. Like I said, there is a lot of experimentation that needs to be done when it comes to challenges like this. Sometimes you need to experiment with different vehicle types altogether, such as transport, helicopters, etc., etc. This challenge can be a pretty damn tedious... it can be pretty damn tedious. And super damn annoying, especially when the physics decides to completely mess up on you. Maybe I can put in one more. Of course not. Seriously, screw this goddamn challenge. Hate these stupid bots. Okay, what? That was just complete bullshit. Fuck it. I was going to say, I did recently get a large engine, so maybe that's what I need to install here. So, let's give that a shot. Question is, where do I put this thing? I think that'll do. I thought the game crashed. That would have made me super sad. To be fair, the game does autosave often, but even so, any sort of crashing whatsoever is incredibly disruptive. Yep, we're already seeing much better results. The vehicle's going a hell of a lot faster, obviously, with a bigger and more powerful engine. That's to be expected. Alright, just need to load 3 at a time because that's really all I can do. I wish I could do 4 or more, but nope, just not allowed. Not with this particular vehicle. Oh my god, how did that roll out? Physics. Why are you so broken? Reset! Get used to this! We're probably gonna be doing this for a while. out of my way, you stupid grunt box. There's something inside? There is. Of course, I would get an object in here. That isn't a part of the objective. And it's probably going to cause a pretty big interference now, and I'm not too happy about that. What the hell did I grab? Don't know, don't care. Let's move. Don't roll out. Don't... Son of a bitch! I knew it was going to do that. I guess I can only do 2 at a time. This is stupid. Why can't I reverse? I was clearly holding down the reverse button for several seconds. Okay, note to self, if the vehicle gets stuck like this, just get out and pick it up yourself. So one other thing worth noting here I noticed about the game's physics and just driving in general. What's really interesting is the vehicle has a pretty big tendency to stop on a dime. Of course it rolled out. Why would it not roll out? Okay, looks like it's a little bit better secure. Of course, fuck you, game. You would think that inflatable sheep would roll around a bit more, but no, they're stiff as a frickin' board. Hello, Supercolix, welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. You're just in time for inflatable sheep madness. And I'm already been going mad enough as it is. Oh boy. Yeah, this is not going anywhere. If I am not in the Jiggy objective by the time I have less than a minute remaining, I'm gonna need... Oh shoot, what am I trying to say? Maybe what I'm trying to say is, if I'm not... If I don't have the Jiggy objective complete by the time I have a minute remaining, then I'm kinda screwed. Alright, let's go ahead and make a new vehicle. Alright, fine. Don't care. Aesthetics do not matter. Practicality is what matters in the end. Damn it! Hit the wrong frickin' button again. Why do I feel like I'm playing on the Switch right now? What does it mean when the game crashes, or when it crashes? A crash can be identified in a couple of different ways. A soft lock means that the game is technically operating at normal capacity, however you're unable to progress. A regular hard crash means that the game freezes entirely. So, if that happens, oh dear. Just everything goes to hell. Let's see. Alright, let's go for something like this. Not quite like that, 100% necessarily. I don't understand. Why is this not gonna be attached to it? Oh, because that's why. Again, apologies for this. I was not expecting to have to create a whole new vehicle just for this challenge specifically. Just saying. Today is just one of those days, I guess. As far as what else I can talk about at this particular moment in time, to be quite honest, I don't have much of anything. I guess the only thing I've really been doing recently is playing a lot of Pokemon Legends Arceus. Still in the early game stages of the game, but even so, I've been spending a lot of time doing a lot of research, more or less, completing research data on all the different Pokemon that are out there, at least in the first early game area. Worst run ever, lol, that's funny. You think this is bad? Watch whenever I speedrun this, not this game, but the first game, Banjo Kazooie. Let me tell you, it ain't pretty, to say the least. Damn it! You gotta love the lack of perspective for me. More or less, judging three-dimensional depth. I think this ought to do it. Let me make sure everything's lined up properly. Maybe I should raise the cage just one more level. Just to make absolutely sure that nothing is going to roll out of this thing. Whenever you're making transport vehicles like this for carrying cargo, you definitely need to make sure that the cage itself is deep enough that the object isn't going to roll out on you. Which, that tends to happen a lot more than you think. Even when you think that it happens to be just deep enough to carry a regular object, when you're getting into larger objects, which a lot of times, believe it or not, you're going to be carrying, oh boy, they're fun! Said no one ever. So carrying something around this size is what you're typically going to be carrying. So having a large tray for something like this is a practical godsend. Just saying. Okay, that ought to do it. Say hello to the wide load. And don't take that the wrong way. I almost said woad. Oh boy. I really am going insane because of this stupid challenge, I swear. So I've seen in the trailers and all. It's a nice callback to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. At least from what I've seen in the trailers and all. Haven't seen the actual movie itself. Still need to watch the first one, though. Alright, jerkwads, get out of my way. Do it. I have no idea what Balls just said. Did he just say something about balloons freaking out children? If he did, that would be kind of messed up. Oh my god, no, not that one. I want this one, damn it. Game. Seriously. Why can't I just select the damn sheet that I want? Or just any object for that matter? That one's gonna roll out, as I thought. God damn it. That's gonna roll out, I just know it. Because physics be damned. Knew it! I knew it! I just goddamn knew it. Oh, that's not good. Oh my god, how did that one sheet not get redeemed? What the actual hell? Maybe the load was too wide. That's stupid though, it honestly is. Get out of my way. Okay, next. We should most definitely be able to get the trophy this time around, thanks to this brand new vehicle, which I kind of thought of and pulled out of my frickin' butthole. I think these four ought to do it for now. We'll see. Ow. Seriously, screw these stupid grunt bots. Aha! Okay. Looks like the trophy goal for this is 10. I say as I nearly lose it. In fact, I think I have lost it. Just because the damn grunt bot's got in the damn way again. You know what? That's fine. Actually, this is not fine. I'm not going to have enough time to make it back. God damn it! I feel like my problem when it came to that particular run was because the one sheep rolled out. Okay, what the actual hell, dude? Why did I swerve like that? That's stupid. I guess the argument could be made that I should have used the heavy panels as opposed to the light ones for additional protection and strength. But the reason why I didn't do so was because I want to keep the vehicle at least somewhat mobile. Sure, heavy parts are nice, and they're super durable and all, but with durability comes with the loss of momentum and speed. So that's pretty bad if something like that happens. Oh, for Pete's sake. You know what? That's fine. That'll work. You may be thinking, why don't I use some sort of vehicle design with the detacher? Well, the reason why I am refusing to do that is Because of how wonky these inflatable sheep are, and just the fact that I'm dealing with transport vehicles in general, also, god damn it. You know what? This is fine, I guess. I can work with 6. I can pick up the sheep. Alright, go in reverse. Let's go. We need to go. Go, 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 go. Let's just push this over with the rest. So that way we don't have to go that far out of the way just to get the stupid sheep back. No, stop. I don't want the bench. Oh, fuck off, game. That was complete bullshit. I'm kind of surprised these sheep aren't in the shape of Big Butt. That would be hilarious if they were Big Butt. Because these things are a frickin' big, big butt. I know that one's gonna roll right off. I just know it. So that's why I'm grabbing a few extras. Knew it. See? So we got 5 more. It should be more than enough to get to the trophy. Even if it's by 1 point. I don't care. Please don't freak out, you stupid sheep. Turn. Damn you. Perfect. Finally. God damn, that was an absolute pain in the ass. Oh, man. Seriously, screw this goddamn challenge. It could go burn in a hole. And the fun is only just beginning. There's going to be even more annoying challenges to deal with later down the line. And let me tell you folks, I am not looking forward to them whatsoever. Hey, hey, hey! Check out the Sheep King at work! Your range of talents never fails to astonish and sometimes disturb me. If you say so, Bottles. If you say so. Ow. Hey, let's see. Do we have... where is this next person? I thought they were on the bridge, but no. Apparently, I can't read the radar worth a damn. And I guess that's okay with me. Alright, Klungo, what's up? Klungo fixed up Gobi vehicle for new secret race climb meeting. Now run on water too. Still no visitors here, so no worries about driving like maniac. You know what I worry about? Never getting to star in a game with characters who can speak properly. Too true. Don't mock Kazooie. Humoring him doesn't cost us anything. Although Kazooie does have a point. Just race against Klungo's friends and try to beat them. Not likely, slow bear. Great, so this is going to be another one of those log challenges. But, even so... this is fine. We can work with this. So when it comes to this particular challenge, it's just a simple race to the finish. Although, I wonder how many laps we're going to need to do with this, accursed thing. This will also teach you about dealing with multiple elements. In other words, you'll be dealing with driving around on the land as well as the sea. Eventually, it will get to a point where you also have to fly in the air, too, during the race. So, that's something to keep in mind. If I have to guess how many laps this course is, I'm going to say 2 laps. Judging by the length of the course. Out of my way, you stupid penguins. Whoa. That stutter was super concerning. We can still make this work somehow. Oh my god. Why did I flip? Seriously, when it comes to the design of these log choice vehicles, they leave a lot to be desired. Well, not the most stylish finish, but at the very least, we won and we got the trophy. That's what we call breaking the fourth wall. And it's fantastic. Klungo impressed! Better rack up blistering speed to come in first, top of winner's podium again. True that. Ow. Apparently, I am not allowed to turn around. I don't know why. Physics. What are those? Yeah, the game doesn't know either. So, I guess another thing worth noting here is when it comes to getting into your vehicle, you do have to have a direct line of sight with it. If you don't, then you can't hop in. But you can still make modifications to it for some weird reason. Hell, you can still bring it to you too. So there you go. Something worth mentioning. I don't even know how I did not crash and burn. And that's one thing about the planes in this game, or just aircraft in general. You don't have to worry about vehicles blowing up in your face when you crash. Also, hello there, Jinjo Challenge. What you got this time? This is a Jinjo Taxi Challenge. The Jinjo needs to get somewhere fast, and you're the bear for the job. People have been whacking footballs at me all day. I feel a bit woozy. You better get me to a bathroom. Why don't you go there yourself, you jerk? Take me to the Logo Bowl, quick! I need to shout at the porcelain. So when it comes to the taxi challenges, you have to use the vehicle of which they provide you. Which is kind of annoying, but still not the worst thing ever. So long as we are able to get the job done, that's all that really matters in the end. Plus, this is an airplane too, so that just makes things even easier. All done. And you don't even need to land either. Carrots? I didn't eat any carrots. Never mind, here's your reward. Thanks for the lift. You're welcome. Perhaps we'll see each other again real soon. Alright, what you got? Welcome once more to Banjo Land, the greatest museum in the, greatest? Welcome. Hey Banjo, the only museum exhibits I see are the clothes this jerk insists on wearing. I assume you two are here to try out my new speed challenge. Wait until you see the limited edition Gobi vehicle. It's camelicious. I don't even know what that pun is. Is it supposed to be cannibalism or something? Regardless, it ain't funny. Pedal to the metal, Slim. Just pass through the gates of the stand, minimum speed or faster, and... Okay, that's really not that hard to do. It's not rocket science, just pass through the gates and complete the course. Yeah, pass through a series of checkpoints with a minimum speed... minimum speed requirement. You can safely assume that a fast and nimble land vehicle will be a solid choice for this one. And even if that were the case, we have to use this vehicle. It's dumb. But it is what it is. By the way, the checkpoints will only count if you happen to meet this threshold. If you exceed it, that's even better. You'll know that you've met the threshold if the indicator is blinking. If it's not blinking, then the checkpoint pass will not count. So, essentially, when it comes to this course, you cannot slow down. If you do, you are screwed. So slam that gas pedal like there's no tomorrow and pray to God you don't flip your car. And also pray that you don't go flying off the course. If you do, you're also screwed. And here I thought the checkpoint was elsewhere. Well, thankfully, my first instinct was incorrect. Perfect! 112.81, that's not too bad. I wonder what the world record is for this. Why don't we find out? Although, I can't really view the leaderboards right now. You know what? It doesn't matter. Now that was an expert run! I'm beginning to see why you get your own game and I'm a generic support character. You gotta love his self-awareness. Okay, before we go, let's see if I can find anything else worth mentioning here. Or maybe even a few more notes. It would be nice if I could find a few more notes. It doesn't look like we can find any more notes right now. Would be nice to figure out exactly where these things are. Even if it's just like some sort of little sound indicator, I would be okay with that. Although a sound indicator would still be kind of vague AF. Ow. Okay, seriously, why is this part not returning to me immediately? Okay, there we go. That was kind of dumb, not gonna lie. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can find anything else right now. Again, when it comes to finding the notes in this game, or just the notes in general, yeah, I was right the first time. As I was saying, when it comes to finding these notes, you would think they would be laid out in a way that encourages exploration, but no. No, that is not the case at all. They're kind of scattered randomly around and about throughout the entire level. Yeah, I think we're good here for now. Well, that was a bit of a waste of time, but at least we got a few more jiggies out of it. Plus some more trophies, too. So, that's pretty neat. Didn't the game say Act 6 was open? No, not yet. Still, that would be nice if that were the case. Oh well. No big deal. Dude, get out of my way. By the way, you may be wondering, what use does the spring have for the trolley? Well, it's actually pretty simple. It allows the trolley to jump. Albeit not very high, but still a fairly decent amount of height, regardless. So with the spring, we'll be able to access a few more new areas. Ooh, it's getting lively out there on the streets. Better deploy more of my men to diligently and selfishly uphold the law. How many notes do I have? 34. Well, I can get one more thing, at the very least. Or not. Just one note short to be able to buy one more part. Damn. Damn. Not here. Don't mind me. I'm going a bit crazy here. Come on. Hey. No, stop. Screw it. Man, the physics in this game are some of the wonkiest I've ever seen. Well, then again, I have mentioned this several times throughout the entire session, as well as the last two, but even so, it's worth repeating. Alright, what do we got in here? Liquid Squirter and 2 more spoilers. Better not spoil me, Kirby in the Forgotten Land, because I want to play that, damn it. Same with Legends Arceus. Still in the early game, dude. Okay? Thanks. Too bad, Mr. Pig. You are a piece of meat. I'm gonna fry you alive and make you into bacon. And that would be freaking sweet. What's that over there? That looks rather peculiar. Oh. Okay. Well. We could exchange another Jiggy with him, but I don't have enough notes to do so, which is rather unfortunate. Yeah, I knew there was a crate up there. Just trying to figure out the best way to reach it. Okay, I need to time that better. There we go, perfect. Oh my god, really? Okay, that was rather stupid. I love this game sometimes, I swear. Ladders hardly work, and not just that, but just the vehicles, I guess. Or just platforming. You would think that the platforming would at least work, but no. It has to have its own fair share of jank. Okay. Let's see what we got this time. 2 more small propellers, a set of sails, and some more floaters. Okay, neat. So as far as what the sails are for, they are technically an engine. How exactly? Well, let's put it this way. They're meant for sailboats and they don't consume any fuel. But they are so damn slow and inefficient, it's not even worth using. So, might as well take care of Nutty Acres Act 4 while we're here. Why? Why not, right? That's weird. Usually Banjo would make some sort of noise there. I wonder why he didn't. What the hell's up with that? Okay. Let's see what we got this time. Funny enough, we haven't been to Nutty Acres in a while. I've been dying to ask this, so why the long face, Mr. Fate? They're watching me. I can feel them staring, ready to pounce when I least expect it. You believe me, don't you, Banjo? I'm not cracking up. Okay, Mr. Fit, calm down and tell us who's after you. The Gretbots that lie in wait whenever I go on a morning jog. At this rate, I'll be as unfit as the sweaty green goblin Klungo. Follow me around the island and see for yourself. They only seem to attack when I take a breather. Not that I need to take breathers, you understand? If you're coming, you and Kazooie had better be ready when they show up. Get going then, snoozeface. We'll be right behind you. So this is a bit of a stalking mission. And also a bit of a defense mission too. So we're gonna need something that is kind of like a tank, but at the same time also kind of fast. So this ought to be a good choice. Maybe. So what we need to do is keep Mr. Fit as healthy as possible. The more health he has by the time he finishes his jog, the better your prize will be. Take it slow and steady, and pray that he doesn't slow down for too long. So when it comes to your weaponry, you're definitely going to want ranged weapons for sure, and you want to prioritize fire rate over firepower. Just saying. Otherwise, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Also, I'm pretty sure friendly fire is a thing. So, yeah, friendly fire is a thing. I just figured that out now. Damn it. By the way, it is possible to run into Mr. Fit without even trying to do so. Be careful if that happens. I'm not too sure, but I think the environment can also hurt him too. Yeah, that most certainly can happen. Even with the lightest, ittiest, bittiest tap, he can be sent flying to frickin' Jupiter. So that's gonna be fun. So be careful when pounding the enemies full of lead. You might accidentally hurt your friend too. Also be sure to have plenty of ammo, otherwise you're pretty much done. Alright, come on, Mr. Fit, let's get moving. I'm pretty sure if you fully memorize where Mr. Fit goes, you'll be able to get to the spawn points of where the enemies tend to spawn. Oh my god, please don't hit him. Please. Another thing worth mentioning too is when it comes to this challenge in particular, the enemies do not show up on radar. Oh, damn it. Dude, Mr. Fit, get out of my way. Another thing you could do as well is get out of your vehicle if you need to do close range combat. But I would not recommend doing that unless you absolutely are desperate, or if you're out of ammo. Oh dear. Where are they? God damn it! I wish Mr. Fit would move a little tiny bit faster. And I wish I could turn this stupid thing! Bye. So one other thing worth mentioning when it comes to your ranged weapons, they do have a auto lock-on feature. Oh my god, really? Mr. Fit, get out of my way. I'm trying to save your ass. More or less escort it. Oh dear. Lovely ambush. Well, I think all things considered, if if you have to damage Mr. Fit just a tiny bit, it's better that you do it yourself by means of ramming into him rather slowly. So that way he doesn't lose much health. Where the hell did it go? Okay, I did not see you. Please tell me you're done. Thank God! That was rather annoying, to say the least. But it was far from the most annoying challenge I've done today. Ouch! He won't be back in a hurry. I'm impressed. Take your marathon-sized reward, Slim. The exercise did you good, too. Well, I didn't really do much exercising to begin with. I just drove around and just fired lead. You know what I mean? Just saying. Okay, I think this is fine. I wonder if there are any notes. Yep, there are some notes up here. Stop! Hello there, Jinjo Challenge. What we got this time? Hi, Banjo. You're looking buff today. Can I persuade you in taking part in some Jinjo hurling? What would you like me to do? Try to launch me further than the distance shown. Bet you can't. Okay, sure. What kind of vehicle should we use, though? That's the question. You know what? Maybe something like this will work. Let's give it a shot and see. That ought to work, maybe. Or not. Damn it. That's one thing about these sorts of challenges. That is, if a Jinjo lands in the water, any sort of momentum that it would have is pretty much killed immediately. So liquids are your worst enemy. Same with walls, obviously. Alright, let's try a different angle. Hopefully one that isn't gonna make it go spleesh. That'll work, I think. Perfect. There we go. Exactly what I wanted. Amazing! You could probably hurl me from here to Pterodactyl Land. Well, if I had better parts, then yeah, definitely. But not right now, though. Okay, let's see. Any more notes around here? Well, of course. When would there not be? What's up, Trophy Thomas? What kind of challenge do you have for us this time? Another race? Cheatin' Witch. Interesting. You having a spot of trouble, Whiskers? Typical. That no good flea-bitten feline Piddles just... Yeah, Piddles just turned up and challenged me to a race. She must have known my top racing tractor was away for repairs. Don't suppose you'd stand in for me, Bear. Or you're just a lazy fool. Remember, she's a witch. She's the witch's cat. She can't be trusted. Okay, that just calls into question. How is it that the cat is even able to drive? It's a tiny, tiny cat and got tiny, tiny paws. I don't get it. Let's see. The witch's spiteful kitty is challenging the likely contenders to a land-based race. You need a fast vehicle to beat Piddles. Watch out for her accomplices. Hooray, I love dirty, stinking cheaters. Technically speaking, I could fly too. Or not. Why don't we try that again? And hopefully not completely piss in the frickin' sink. Get out of my way, you stupid cat. Turn! Oh my god, I can't believe I got stuck. Twice. You gotta love the environmental hazards. Being in the worst spots, the worst possible times. So dumb, I swear. Even the tiniest little seashell can completely throw off your groove if you're not careful. It's dumb. By the way, despite the fact that this is a land race, you don't need to be on the land at all times. You can actually take flight if you feel it's necessary. Like that. Turn, goddammit! I said turn! Oh, screw you, you stupid freaking cat! Ow. How was that not attached? Ow. Okay, this is no big deal. We can still work with this. And I win. Whew. Okay, that was one of the most scuffed races I've ever done. But, whatever, it got results. That's all that matters in the end. I'm almost speechless at how well you did. You must be using a cheat code. That's it. Did you stop the game and swap something? Nice pun. Albeit not very funny, but still, whatever. Okay, let's see what else we can find around here. I know I've explored the islands quite extensively when I first came to Nutty Acres. But what's really cool about this place is the place is huge, at least in a vertical plane. So what that means is you can very easily fly around here if you really want to. Alright, Bottles, what do you got this time? Hi, Jinx. L.O.G's Choice Challenge. Squadron Leader Bottles at your service. How about training to become a cool fly guy like myself? The profession of champions. Sounds fun. Although I already have a plane, so what's the point? Listen here, Worm Breath. Before that L.O.G guy came along, I could fly better than any visually challenged mole. Too true. We better go along with it, Kazooie. Now that you had your wings clipped, we're pretty much grounded. Howdy ho! The old bird's fully fueled. Mine, not so much. I think. Okay. Let's give this a shot. I think when it comes to this particular challenge, pick up some speed. Yeah, it's supposed to teach you the basics of flying. Okay. I mean, we already know how to fly, Bottles, so there's not really much of a point in teaching us. at least the nice thing about learning to fly here is you have a lot of open space to do so. And another nice thing, too, is that you don't have to worry about ramming yourself into trees and other obstacles while flying this high in the air. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but even so, I'm just saying. Okay. That shouldn't be too hard to do. Okay, so for this one, we just need to knock down some coconuts. Okay, nice. Alrighty. That shouldn't be too hard. In fact, it's really easy to land a plane like this, or just any plane in general. Boop! Okay. Okay. Well, it appears I took way too long when it comes to doing this stupid challenge. Damn it! That figures. Alright, guess we gotta start from square one. So dumb. You would think that the time would be generous for a challenge like this. I mean, it kinda is, but at the same time, it really, really isn't. I really hate the fact that this plane is just not built for speed. Not like my planes, just saying. They're not only built for speed, but for practicality and just everything else in between. So I guess another thing worth mentioning here, too, is when it comes to flying planes in general, you also have to learn about the... it is possible to stall if you happen to go too high too fast. And all we have to do here, knock down the coconut. Any coconut will do. Doesn't matter if it's a large coconut or a small coconut. Also, don't worry about slowing down when it comes to this shit at all. Seriously, just don't. Okay, we're definitely much better when it comes to our time management this time. At least I think we are. Albeit I did take a little bit longer than I should have when it came to doing the loop. There we go, all done! That took a little bit more time than I would have liked. Even so, not too bad. You're a natural. You're a natural. Born to fly. Top honors are inevitably yours. Thanks, man. Well, granted, I made plenty of planes, so it's really not that big of a deal. What's up with those flares that are hanging out in the sky like that? Oh, okay. Now I understand. I think they're remnants from the challenge that we just completed. Although that begs the question, why are they still around? Seriously, like, why? Okay. Alright, Klungo, what do we got this time? Tobacco nuts. Boss put Klungo in charge of harvest nuts, but Klungo not know how to dry Vaco nuts. Now Klungo in trouble for sure. Klungo always in trouble. Klungo gets so depressed. Vaco nuts? What are you talking about, lizard lips? Vaco nuts special machine. Machine built to pick up nuts. Okay. So you want us to collect the nuts from the Vaco thingy. Okay. That is what you're intended to do, but there is a way to make this a hell of a lot easier. Why not bring the succo thing to you, or to the nuts? Seriously, it doesn't matter how you go about it. Just bring the machine. Just one thing to keep in mind, though, is you kinda need to have full stamina and strength, as well as a full-blown sprint, or speed. Ow, screw you, dude. Gotta hate them grunty bots sometimes. You know what I'd love to do? Be able to rotate the stupid thing. There we go. That was easy. Again, you're intended to use the vehicle to suck up the nuts and then bring it back to the succo machine or whatever the hell the thing is called. But I find that to be way too time consuming, and it's just infinitely easier just to take the machine and then have it suck the nuts that way. How is it still functional is beyond me, but it is an intended mechanic. Bear suck up many nuts! Don't take that the wrong way. Boss, please. I'll go avoid sack for another day. Bear deserves big reward. Nice. Okay, before we head on out of here, let me see if I can find anything else of a note. Maybe another note, or 10, 20, whatever. We'll have to see what we can find around here. I will say, being able to fly is pretty damn nice, just so you can get a nice big bird's eye view of everything around you. It can also help with trying to identify where you need to find notes and other important collectibles. So, all in all, that's pretty good. So you may be wondering, are there any notes at the very top of the level? I kind of wondered that myself, but I don't think there's anything up there. Hang on, I saw something over here. I knew it! Alrighty, Jinjo, what are you up this time? I'm tired of being oppressed! Look at this volcano intentionally obstructing my view. Help me out, Banjo! Jinjos have rights too! Well, duh. You are a living creature. Let's go, Mr. Driver, to the top of the volcano! Fighting for our right to be bigger and see over everything, I guess. Okay. That shouldn't be too hard to do. Just keep in mind you can't take any shortcuts as far as I know. You do have to climb the volcano the long way. The wheels that we have on offer... Oh my god, really? That was bull. As I was saying, The wheels we have on offer for this vehicle are just standard wheels. And that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Okay, at least we got the grunt bot out of the way, albeit it's not dead. Not like that one is. That's not going to be the way to go. Looks like we're going to have to do a little bit of experimenting to figure out which path we need to take in order to get to the top of the volcano. Again, I would love to be able to fly with this thing. That would make things infinitely easier, but life's not that simple. Although if it was that simple, then it would be kind of boring, now wouldn't it? Where are we? Ow! Dude! Back up! Jinjo, come on, hop on. Thank you. Jeez, what a pain in the behind. Just because those grunt bots had to come and ambush me. Don't you just love it when that happens? Well, at least I found a few more notes. Yeah, we taught that big dumb pile of dormant magma a lesson and won't forget. Take this for your assistance. Thanks. I definitely appreciate that. Okay, before we head out, I am definitely going to be picking up these notes that are on the top of the volcano now that I actually saw them during the challenge. Oh, come on. Don't you just love it when the game decides to throw you off with something for no reason? Okay. I wonder how much we got done here. Looks like we got all the Jinjos in this place, so sweet. Time to head back to Showdown Town. I gotta say, that was some pretty good progress, all things considered. It could have gone incredibly south incredibly fast, and that would have made me super sad. Speaking of sadness, I have depression. Kidding. So, one other thing worth mentioning too is when it comes to upgrading the trolley for Showdown Town, unfortunately you can't get a bigger engine to make this thing go faster. As far as I know. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. There we go. Ooh. Looks like we got another act opened up. Ooh, new parts. What do we got? 2 large taxi seats, a spotlight, some tow bars, a boot in the box, and some more heavy equipment. Neat. Cool. Definitely happy to see that. Alright, what we got? Ooh, I'll take the large propeller, please. And the Robo Fix. Mumbo Masterpiece. Amazing robot shaman automatically repair damage to vehicle parts. Very nice to have. Albeit they're very, very expensive. Perfect. Just barely enough to get everything I wanted. Hello, I wonder what this crank does over here. And again, it may not do much of anything. Never mind. Game, you're being weird. That was certainly a strange turn of events. For some weird reason, the cage was just refusing to open. Don't worry, little buddy. We'll get you home as soon as possible. That shouldn't be too far from our current position. Here we go. All done. I'll happily take those notes, thank you very much. Now, as far as what we're going to do now, well, since we're here, we might as well take on Nutty Acres Act 5. We might not be able to do everything here, but who knows? Only one way to find out. Okay. Time to head on out and see what we can find around here. Ow. So there is one thing I haven't mentioned about the foldable wings, and you have seen this in action throughout this session so far, but if the foldable wings cannot fold out all the way, you will not be able to take flight at all whatsoever. So what that means is that the wings will expand out a little bit, but then they'll immediately retract. So that's something to be very mindful of. Before we start Ball's challenge, let's see what we can find over here. I don't think there's much of anything else. You would think they would put some more notes over here, but nope. Logic goes to die here. Alright, what we got? Just out of interest, Bottles, what's the story behind the big gold trophy in the farmyard? I'm glad you asked. For 5 years running, Nutty Acres Farm has won the prestigious Golden Nut Award, presented to the supplier of the very hardest nuts on the market. I suppose that with Grunty on the loose, the statue would have full-time protection. Can I offer you the job, Banjo? That seems fair. You are right, worry goggles. Gruntbots are... Yep, Gruntbots are attacking. Great. Ooh, this is going to be an air battle. Neat. Oh, calamity! That jealous hag has sent a squadron of robot goons to destroy the statue! 6 o'clock already? Hope we didn't miss lunch, Kazooie. Let's see. Grunty has sent waves of flying gruntbots to attack the prize hardest nut statue. You need a vehicle that can either defend the statue or take the attack to the gruntbots. Okay. So, playing defense in this mission may not be such a bad idea. Although, maybe I should break out the Banjo pilot to see if... You know what, let's go with the Meow first and see how things will go. First off, getting to the nuts shouldn't be too hard. What's really interesting is for this particular mission, even though this is a player's choice mission, they do give you a free turret. So that's nice. Although something to keep in mind though is that banging the statue around, even just little itty bitty taps, can drain its HP. It may not seem like it, but it most certainly can happen. Ow. Okay, that was just stupid. Ow. You know what? That's not too bad. As long as, I think as long as we get in here, we should be okay. Thankfully, we don't need to defend the nut for too long. We just need to defend it for about 2 minutes. Which may sound like an eternity, but I think as long as you can carry it in here, get it into the volcano, but not in the lava itself, you should be fine. As the grunt bots themselves are, well, they're flying enemies, and they can't exactly fly around in tight spaces. I guess it's time for a celebratory drink. It was a little rough in the beginning, but thankfully that wasn't the worst challenge ever. Albeit it is a little boring once you know how to cheese the challenge. And really, that's just the aim of all these challenges in general. How to cheese them. So long as we get results, that's all that really matters in the end. Elegance is for losers. The grunt bots are scrap metal and our statue is still standing. You couldn't have done a better job, Banjo. Hurrah! Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Well, looks like I see a Jinjo challenge right next to Humba Wumba. Neato. I'll gladly take it. Whee! Okay, that works. What we got this time? Well, you sure don't look like a Jinjo. I wonder, does that mean you're faster or slower? Only one way to find out. Reach the target speed shown in your speedometer and I'll reward you with something special. Although that special thing is not really anything too spectacular. Well, I guess this thing is not fast enough. Interesting. I'm gonna try a different vehicle. I'm gonna try the Banjo Pilot. It probably won't be fast enough either, but if that's the case, then no big deal. At that point, all we really have to do is just make a slight modification to... make a slight modification to the Meow. The Meow Ghana mobile. Oh, Lord. And me. Okay, that worked. How? That was pretty interesting to watch. Here, take this! Thanks, man. That was fun. Banjo come to admire view too? Nutty Acres all peaceful today. Farm not seem to be under threat for once. Although, you probably spoke a bit too soon in that regard. Wait! Humba sends an approaching shadow! Look! Oh, hello! Looks like our old nemesis Mr. Patch is here. Don't tell us Grunty brought back a tatty old Banjo boss to wreak havoc on your idealistic island. Yes, Bird have promotion too? Or premonition? Whatever. Not matter. Grunty fixed up Mr. Patch. Now he can cast shadow over entire Coconut Grove. Plants have no sunlight. Nuts not grow. Oh, come on. Didn't we burst his blown up behind years ago? I think we got the general idea by now. Save the coconuts, save the world. Pretty much. I did not mean to create a vehicle. I meant to select a vehicle. Which, in this challenge, we're going to need to take the fight in the air. So we're going to need an airplane of some kind. Either that or a helicopter. That could work too. But it needs to be armed to the teeth. By the way, Mr. Patch has the same weaknesses as he did before. But one really interesting design change when it comes to Mr. Patch is that his plug was moved from the behind to his stomach. And I can see why they made this change. And it was solely due to the position of the plug being highly suggestive. Just saying. Ow, 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 ow. I did not mean to do that! Oh boy. Well, this challenge is a bust. Damn it. Talk about flying at the wrong moment at the wrong time. Those were a poor choice of words, but even so, you get the point. Oh boy. Did I seriously... Yeah, I did not get the wing back. That is so stupid. I think for this challenge in particular, you want to have solid wings. So we're going to make a temporary modification. Just some standard wings will do perfectly fine. So again, we're not going to be saving this particular vehicle's design because I'd rather have folding wings than regular standard wings. But that's just me. Also, another thing worth mentioning too is you want to have the grenade eggs for this mission. If you don't have them, then oh dear, you're going to be in for a very rough time. One other thing worth mentioning, too, when it comes to this fight against Mr. Patch is, for whatever reason, he doesn't try to attack you. Like, he doesn't shoot beach balls from his mouth, not like he did in Tooie. And that immediately makes this fight inferior to the original, in pretty much every regard. Where the hell are the remaining patches? One other thing worth mentioning too is that you do not have a whole lot of time to get the trophy for this challenge. Okay, I guess he does attack you. Well, not really him directly, but the grunt bots will definitely try to attack you. Neat. I definitely learned something new today. Ow. Okay, as long as we didn't lose the wings, that's all that really matters. Although we did lose the trophy, which sucks. Seriously, I hate this challenge so much. So, I guess one piece of advice worth mentioning here is trying to take out the patches on the underside of Mr. Patch first. Leave the ones on the top side for later. I could have swore I hit more than one of those patches. I guess the splash damage was not very good. Oh, and by the way, if you lose a wing, you're pretty much done. Because even if you attempt to get it back, there's no easy way of doing so. So if anything else, if you feel like you can't do this particular challenge yet, don't be afraid to just ignore it and come back and do it another time. Oh my god, how am I not hitting any of these patches? Maybe a helicopter would be better suited for this. Yeah, it seems to me that the hitboxes or the hit detection for hitting the patch on Mr. Patch is incredibly jank. I don't even know how that did not work. Screw you, game. Just screw you. It would be so much simpler if we could just pull the plug on Mr. Patch and just have him fly around as he slowly deflates. You would think it would be that easy, huh? What do you think this is, a video game? Seriously, screw this damn challenge. I don't know how none of those shots worked. How they not connect is beyond me. Another one down. Unfortunately, it looks like we're just gonna miss out on the frickin' trophy again. Ow. Okay, that's fine, as long as we didn't lose the wings. Okay. I know I would normally reset here, since I've lost the trophy and all, but the reason why I'm not doing it at this moment in time is because I want to find the remaining patches. And apparently I don't even know where the hell to start looking. Great. Just great. Alright, let's try again. Again, if you lose a wing, you're just screwed. Maybe adding a few more wings, like 2 more, to help stabilize it a little bit better. Maybe that wouldn't be such a bad idea, per se. How the fuck did none of these shots connect? That is such bullshit. I seriously hate this fight. It's a hell of a lot easier to do in Tooie, for sure. Because you can actually fly and not only beak bomb, but actually aim worth a damn. Plus you have a frickin' aiming reticle. Another problem with Mr. Patch as well is the fact that he is pretty high in the air. And another thing worth mentioning too is... Okay, how did that work? Maybe I can use this as a weapon. That would be pretty funny. But it doesn't appear to be the case. Damn it. If I have to guess what the time limit is for the trophy requirement, I'd say it's roughly 1.5 minutes. Might be a little bit less. You can get a pretty good indicator of how long you have based on the music that's playing. Like, if it goes on for a certain period of time and you notice the trophy has changed to a Jiggy or something worse, then yeah, you definitely know that something's up. How'd that not work? Alright. Looks like I'm gonna need to make even more modifications. Screw this game. Sometimes I swear. Okay, maybe I should add a few more wings. Okay, I think that'll work. I do know that I have a large propeller that I could work with, too. In fact, I got 2 of them. Maybe this will allow me to fly just a little bit faster. Let's give it a try. Although placing these things down is going to be a little bit awkward. Alright, that's fine. We're not going to be saving this design anyway. Give this another shot. Oh dear. So yeah, adding that extra grenade gun was well worth it. Just because I can actually aim with the thing now. So that's another thing worth mentioning is it's also super important to think about where you're placing your weapons. Like, if they're not lined up straight, then you're gonna have a really, really rough time. How did none of them connect? It wasn't until the entire craft practically exploded. Okay, at least I got the guns back. Oh, god damn it. Okay, so looks like the time limit is 1:50. Which I clearly failed. It's 1:45. Okay, duly noted. Damn it. Almost had it, too. Just again, got kinda screwed over. Alright, let's give this another shot. By the way, another thing that could also screw you over pretty badly is Mr. Patch's starting position. If the RNG for him is bad, like bad at the start, then you're probably going to have a really rough time. You would think that the starting position doesn't matter because he's in the same spot no matter what. I mean, to an extent, yes, that is true. But the way he's leaning and just floating, menacingly, that's where the problem lies. Screw this game. Oh, okay. That's rather interesting. your destroyed parts could also be used as weapons. How efficient they could be used as weaponry is anyone's guess. Hey. You would think a future part like a turret or something would make this a hell of a lot easier, but not really. The reason why it may not necessarily be easier is turrets themselves are stationary. And on mobile vehicles, especially ones where you have to fly in the air and stuff, yeah, that's kind of pointless. By the way, even though we're packing a lot of firepower, make sure that you have plenty of ammo. Thus, if you run out, you pretty much failed the challenge. Not making too good progress this time around, and I'm not too happy about that. Just because I can't turn this stupid thing. You know what? Screw it. Ugh. Let's try the APV. I think a helicopter may be better suited for a challenge like this. The reason why is because helicopters have more precision when it comes to their flying capabilities versus airplanes, which are a bit more dynamic. But the thing with airplanes is that they're typically faster overall. Okay, how did that work? One thing that definitely doesn't help when it comes to this particular mission is the camera. It doesn't really stay locked onto Mr. Patch as it should. Oh my god. How am I not hitting him? I got screwed over by RNG. This is bollocks. I hate this challenge so much. And to take it on this early may not have been the wisest choice. Remember earlier when I mentioned the game has a bit of an auto-targeting system? Well, for whatever reason, it does not work on Mr. Patch. I don't know why. It's stupid. How the fuck did that not work? I guess unless you're dead center, it will not count as a hit, even though you're clearly hitting the patch. Also, splash damage is super, super weak. Although, if you happen to have some super powerful weapons from later down the line, I'm going to guess they can also make mincemeat out of Mr. Patch without too much trouble. Okay, screw it. I'm just not able to control this stupid thing. Maybe I need more speed, along with an extra propeller. Okay, where are my propellers? Here we go. Okay. Okay, I think that'll work. Yay. I think that ought to do it when it comes to the modifications of this. We'll see. I'm not going to save this design necessarily just yet. If it works, then I'll definitely save it. Otherwise, we'll just revert. I think my problem is that I do not have enough firepower to take on Mr. Patch in an efficient manner. And I also can't locate all of his patches. Funny enough, I think when it comes to this challenge in particular, during my more recent playthrough, which was over a decade ago, I think I said screw it and didn't even bother going for the trophy. So long as I got the Jiggy, that was enough. Which, to be fair, this challenge can suck it. I feel like an airplane is actually better. Funny how I said that helicopters may be a better idea for this challenge, or better suited. That doesn't appear to be the case. Helicopters are just far too slow. Ah, screw this. This is clearly not working in any shape or form. Okay, let's give this a go. This will probably be a disaster, but who knows? Only one way to find out. I don't even know how those two shots did not connect at all. Where the hell? I would love to be able to see the patches game. That really too much to ask for. There we go, there's one. What's kind of hilarious is that unlike Banjo-Tooie, where the hitboxes are generous when it came to the patches, this game, oh dear, they are absolutely chalked. Like seriously, they are the most chalked hitboxes I've ever seen. Even more chalked than the frickin' collectibles in Banjo Kazooie. Okay, what? Seriously? I figure I tried something. I wanted to try YOLOing it and maybe jumping on Mr. Patch and just whack the patches. What am I thinking? Like that's gonna goddamn work. No. It never does. Ow. Okay, that was a load of bullshit. That should have taken out at least 2 patches. At least by that point. But no, apparently not. Okay, what? Seriously? How the hell did that happen? Oh man, that was really bad. Losing a grenade egg is like losing a damn limb. It's bad. Like really, really bad. Seriously, why can't I retract these things? Like, ever? Maybe having the repair bots would be super handy. Just because I keep blowing myself up! I mean, I gotta get close in order to even deal any sort of reliable damage. Oh my god, seriously? Oh. It's no wonder that I can't shoot. For whatever reason, my ammo was completely blown off. Either that or I somehow ran out. How? Oh. Right, because this thing has hardly any ammo to begin with. Whoops. I'm dumb. By the way, you really do need a lot of ammo for this. Because hitting any of these patches whatsoever is a challenge in itself. It really is. Oh, I want... Okay, here I thought I actually had some more grenade eggs, but nope, of course not. Never do. Okay, that was kind of pointless. Propeller, give me the large propeller. And again, I think the small propellers will work perfectly fine. Okay, let's give this another try. How the fuck did none of those shots connect? I would love to be able to aim, please. Should not be that hard to aim in this game. But apparently it's one of the hardest things you can do. Well, I definitely feel like I've taken on like one of the hardest challenges in the entire game way too early. Because this is an absolute desperate struggle that never seems to end. I swear, if I lost all of my parts and blew up just to take out one stupid patch, I would have flipped. I mean, I'm already flipping that this is taking so damn long. Oh my god, I can't get out. And this is taking far too long. I honestly do not know what to do at this point. I'm literally throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at this thing. And nothing seems to be working, no matter how hard I freaking try. I honestly do not know what else to do. Again, I apologize for not being able to do this stupid challenge. Maybe I'm taking it on too early. Maybe I should have saved this act for way later in the game. Let's try this. Give me the large propeller. Here we go. You know, camera, I would love for you to function. That would be fantastic. Would love to insert more than one of these large propellers, but unfortunately, I can't. It really sucks, but unfortunately, it is what it is. Alright, let's go ahead and overwrite this design. As crazy as that sounds, I will need to keep this sort of design anyway for future use. By the way, one thing you may have noticed is I did recently acquire the strong seat. So what this strong seat is and what it's supposed to be used for is it offers additional protection for Banjo driving the vehicle. As just like with any other part, it is possible for the seat to get completely blown off. And if that happens, well then you have no vehicle to control, and that's bad. I don't even know how that happened. Don't ask. Don't ask questions. And here I thought I actually did some damage. Me doing damage. Hello, Ingenious. Welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it to Mr. Patch's frustrating emporium of death. As you can see, I am having a jolly old time dealing with this asshat. I did not get the wing back. Yay, I'm fucked again! Congratulations. Glad to see that you verified your account. I don't even, man. That is just bullshit. To be fair, not a lot of people play Nuts and Bolts, and I can definitely see why. At the same time, though, this game is overhated, and it's underrated, at least in my opinion, even though it doesn't seem like it right now. I'm just saying, though. Wow, that was actually a pretty sick shot. Yeah, that's true. This is a very big departure from the rest of the other two games. At least for the mainline series. And no, Banjo Pilot doesn't count. The thing is, when it comes to this game, a lot of people do compare it to Banjo-Tooie and Banjo Kazooie respectively, because it was marketed as a mainline continuation of those two games. And the story even says as such. Ow. Okay, that was lame. Another problem with this challenge, too, is just locating the damn patches themselves. And when you can find them, you have to pray that you can even get the hit detection to work. So a lot of times it does not. I don't think there's any additional patches as far as I know that are under Mr. Patch's stomach region. I thought I lost a wing. If that were the case, I would have been screwed. Cool. That's neat. I don't even know how that did not work. This is taking far too long. I don't know why I can't find the damn patches. You would think they would stick out like sore thumbs, but no, that's not 100% the case. Okay, that's fine. Thanks for the lurk. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to auto repair bots for this. Thanks for the GL against Mr. Patch, because seriously, he can suck it. Of course, I lost the grenade egg. That's bad. Fuck it. Oh, boy. Okay, time to add in all the repair bots. Unfortunately, I was only able to afford one, which kind of sucks, but one's better than none. I really hope the rest of this session is not gonna be just me fighting against Mr. Patch the entire time, which, at this point, it looks like that is gonna be the case, which blows. And no, I'm not trying to make a joke here. Good, that's another one. Oh my god, Mr. Patch, you fucking ass! Wow, what an asshole! Alright? Jeez. Talk about being a frickin' pain in the posterior. Well, that part's gone. Oh crap, lost an egg. And I crashed. I'm crashed on the ground. God, I can't get out! Yay, I failed again because I crashed and burned. Why don't I just blow up? And just call the challenge an absolute failure. I have no clue. And here I thought I was actually making some good progress. And we're back to square one, where I can't do shit again. Welcome to my life! That is this game, as well as the original Banjo Kazooie. I'm your host, Professor Scuffed. For every stream I do, it's all scuffed. Okay, hitting 3 patches in the first 11 seconds? That's not bad. Oh boy, that wasn't good. How did that not work? And that's another one down. Only 3 left. Question remains, where are the remaining 3? I think I saw one. But I can't hit it! Of course not. Because the hit detection's broken. Yay, I lost the trophy again. God damn it. Where is the frickin' patch? Where are the other 2 patches, damn it? Oh my god. How? How the hell did that not work? Okay. Well, we got the challenge completed. We got the Jiggy at least, but we have to do it again for the trophy. Mr. Patch popped, but nuts no have sunlight for a long time. I'm grateful and give Jiggy, but thought job would be done faster. Well, screw you too, Humba. Oh boy, here we go again. Let's see what we can do. Fuck you, game. Yeah, I got screwed over by RNG. Okay, that is not good enough. I need to destroy at least 3 patches by the time I make the first pass. Just like I did when I actually got the frickin' Jiggy. Of course. Only 2, that's not enough, not even close. So we gotta start again. So yeah, it seems like the strategy for this fight is try to take out the patches on the underside of Mr. Patch's belly. Once you take them out, then it becomes a little bit easier. Provided that the hit detection actually works and you don't lose a wing. Yep, you lose a wing, you're just screwed. There's just no recovery. Because you have no time to waste when it comes to a challenge like this. Sure, you got plenty of time when it comes to just getting the Jiggy, but when you want the trophy, oh dear, no. Just no. Oh, for fuck's sake! Man. Sure, I probably could add a couple more wings or something to help stabilize the craft a little bit better if a wing does go down. But even so. How was that only 1 or 2? How? Wow. Again, RNG. I love RNG because it always spits in my face and the RNG gods never bless me. Ever. How the fuck did I lose the wing immediately? Yeah, not enough patches destroyed within the first 20 seconds. That's shit! Let's stop being shit! How am I not hitting any of these? I do not understand this game whatsoever. Okay, that was pretty sick. God damn it, not again! Well, I'm screwed because I have no other wing. Way to get completely fucked over. God damn it. Alright, we're just gonna exchange the folding wings for regular wings. Because that's what keeps screwing me over, is losing my wings far too frequently. Okay, I think this will work out a little bit better. Now we have some additional leg room. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, Mr. Patch, you can go fuck yourself. Seriously, just stop. I hate it when he leans forward, hiding his belly at the start. Because if that happens, there's no way to hit his underside. Okay, that was just a floater, but still. Ooh, pretty sick snipe. I like it. Dude, quit shooting me. Oh my god. Where's the rest of the patches? I can't see them. Okay, there's one. Where are the others? Okay, two more. Got less than 10 seconds. And I can't find it. Shit. God damn it. Again, the problem is the fact that Mr. Patch leaned forward, screwing me over. Fuck this game! Seriously, just fuck it to frickin' high heaven! God, I hate this fight so much. I don't even, man. That should have been 3. That should have been 3 fucking patches. I know the third shot hit the third patch at least 2 to 3 times over. How did it not? Oh, I know, because the hit detection is shit. Okay, there we go. Okay, I got the grenade eggs at least, so it's not that bad. think I might have lost one. Might. Great, I lost some wings. I really don't like this pace. Like I have any choice in the matter. Oh boy, lost a wing again. Yep, there I go. Got fucked over again by RNG. How was that only one? Seriously, fuck this game. Fuck Mr. Patch as well. He sucks. Or in this case, he blows. I have no idea if he has any additional patches underneath of him. Could've swore he does. But I can't see them. They're not clearly marked. And of course, I get fucked again. I seriously hate this fight. It can go burn in a fire. Kind of appropriate considering we are on a... over by a volcano, or at least that's where we start. Yay! Bad RNG! I refuse to work with that kind of RNG. I don't even, man. So much time just to knock out 3 patches, and we're not even close to done. Jeez, how far away do I have to be from Mr. Patch in order to get a proper lineup? Jesus flippin' H crisp. Again, should have taken out 2 patches within that pass, but nope, of course not. At this point, I should be at least halfway done. Like, after roughly 45 seconds to a minute. Nope, that's not good enough. And I need to take out 3 patches within 10 seconds. If I can't do so, then I'm screwed. There's just no way I'm gonna get the trophy, because of the way Mr. Patch is. Should not take 20 seconds just to take out 2 patches. This is not good progress. Not even close. I have no idea what I just lost. Thankfully, it didn't seem like it was anything important. Well, those were important, though. Oh my god. Again, the problem when it comes to popping the last few patches is just locating the last of them. Just the last couple of patches. Why do they have to be, like, some of the hardest things to find? It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I didn't take out a single patch within the first 10 seconds. That is just really bad. Really bad RNG. Well, I guess we're going to be doing this for the remainder of the session. Just because Mr. Patch is just that much of an asshat. Yeah, that's not good enough. Not even close. No, 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 no. That's unacceptable. Get comfy, folks. We're probably going to be here for the next 8 hours. God, I hope it's not going to be that long. How is that only one patch? That's bullshit. That should have been 2 patches. Easy. Seriously, what the fuck? What the actual flying fuck game? Should have been 2 patches, but no, hit detection is shit. So of course I get fucked again. Off, Mr. Patch. Seriously. Only one more, and of course I can't find it. Alright, where the fuck was it? I don't know. We gotta restart now. Ugh, so close! Almost had it. Just could not locate the final patch. I don't know why I cannot goddamn turn. Seriously, like, why? Why can't I turn? Oh, I know, because I was facing straight up in the air, thus causing the plane itself to stall. Fuck off, Mr. Patch. He's definitely got me tilted! That's for sure. No, this is unacceptable. Yeah, this is completely unacceptable. It should not take 20 seconds just to take out 2 patches. Like 10 seconds per patch, on average. No way. And again, Mr. Patch, you can fuck right off. RNG! I should have restarted as soon as I saw him tilt down. Yep, bad RNG. That is RNG. If Mr. Patch is tilting downwards, you gotta restart. What's kind of sad is that you don't really see him tilt upwards. Which is stupid. What's also stupid is these absurdly awful hitboxes. Okay. It's not too bad. Would have liked to get another patch or 2 out of that pass, but unfortunately that's just not happening, Chief. And that part is gone. I was like, wait, did I get it? I don't know. At least I did, thankfully. Finding the last couple of patches, why does it have to be this hard? Wait, what? I don't even know how that worked out, but thank fucking God it is done. What an absolute pain in the ass. Whew! So long, Mr. Patch, you jerkwad. See you in hell. Oh, what a pain in the ass. Bang! Baron Bird top of pops. Mr. Patch deflated and coconuts have sunlight again. We get bumper crop after all. Cool. Whew. That was just... oof. That was just a big fat oof. Seriously, I don't even know how to describe how awful that shit really was. It was like one of the worst things I've ever done. But at least the deed is finally done now. Ika-booka, big embarrassment. Mumbo stuck on island and no can swim. Bear bring water wings? Hurry, somebody come this way! I mean, I'm right here. I can technically carry you to shore. It looks like being stuck is the least of your problems, numbskull. We got an incoming gunboat armada! Better get rid of Gruntbot boats. Mumbo give reward. Umanaka! Okay. Grunty has sent an armada of Gruntbot ships to attack the farm by sea. One idea would be to use a floating water vehicle with an attacking ability to destroy them all. Okay, so something like the hovercraft would come in real handy, except I need to modify it for combat. Alrighty then. Let's go ahead and add in some ammo and add some firepower. Alrighty. Now for the weapons. Of course, we will be going with the good old grenade eggs. And we'll add some egg guns. Alright, let's see how this will operate before we save the modifications. Well, I definitely need to have it move faster, and I need it to tilt up a bit more. Again, the weight distribution is what's really harming this thing. What about something like this? That's probably too close to the ground. All that really matters when it comes to the hovercraft is that it's good for naval combat. I don't know, it seems like it's tilting up a bit too much. Okay. Perhaps now I should add a couple small propellers. Maybe this will help with building up speed. Yeah, I think that'll work. Alright, this'll work. If anything else, I can always revert the changes by removing the ammo. At least for a future point in time. Ooh, that frame rate though. Do you see this right now? Like, Jesus. Alright, so our objective here, it may seem like it would be obvious that we need to get Mumbo off of this thing and get him to safety. No. The actual objective is to destroy the Gruntbot Armada. Like, destroy all the boats. Once they're all destroyed, then the mission is over. That shouldn't be too hard. Maybe. Are you serious right now? This is fine, I can work with this. I say as I lose my weaponry. Okay, that worked! Almost 55 seconds on the dot. Jesus! Very nice. I like seeing that. I wonder how many challenges are left, because we are well over the 3-hour mark now. Better get rid of grunt boats in double quick time. Mumbo happy. Award big prize and also remember how to swim. Umanaka. Alright, let's check the statistics before we call it a day. Just to see what we have left. Looks like 3 more challenges. And I think this is a good place to stop for today. We got quite a lot done, at least I think so, in my personal opinion, although Mr. Patch really screwed everything over when it comes to production. Even so, we made some good progress today. And Mr. Patch can seriously go blow himself away. What a day. Anywho, like I was saying, we're going to call it a session for today. This is General Snivy with more Banjo Kazooie nuts and bolts. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you were able to attend the live stream live, thank you for attending. Next time, we're going to continue working on Nutty Acres Act 5, and we may even take on a few other acts and maybe even another world. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what happens and how things will play out. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all next time.